Okay, so good morning, everybody. Um, Today's session is going to be basically an introduction to the Realtour Marketing Suite, and we're going to cover our top 4 products. We've developed quite a few new products over the past year, so to try to cram it all into the first hour is just it's a little too much. So we'll do a session today, and then I think we're going to do another session at the same time on Monday. Okay, so right now, I'll just get started. Right now, I'm logged into my Realtor account and I'm on my home page. We also call it the dashboard page. Now, everybody has the same dashboard page, whether you are a real estate agent, a sales rep, a photographer, or me, who's like a system administrator, we all get the same dashboard page. So what you're looking at right now is what you will see when you log into your account too. Okay, so just to give you a quick little tour, our main products are right here, these big square buttons, so everyone can see them, okay? Whenever you want to make something, you would click on one of these and go into the creation process for whatever product you're going to make. Okay, up here at the top, we have some drop-down buttons. Again, we have the same marketing product buttons dropping down. This is so that if you're in the middle of one of our products and you decide, oh, I need to get out of here and go back to something else, you're always going to have this. If you ever leave this page, you're always going to have this drop down so you can exit and go somewhere else. We also have My Account. So if you were to go in and click on My Account Info and Bio, this is where you set up all of your personal contact information. You can manage your login, your password. It's important to take a minute and fill in all of this stuff. It's not so much for you guys, but if you're dealing with a client, it's important for our agents to fill in all of their contact information. And this is because, and you'll see this as we go through the tutorial process, a lot of our products, our virtual tours and our templates for e-flyers will auto-populate with the user's contact information, their address, their phone numbers, their email addresses, their website. Everything that's on this page will auto-populate into our marketing materials, so it's worth it to take the time and fill this stuff in, sometime at the beginning when you create your account. You can also upload your headshots in here, and we've given, I think we have 60 image slots. So if you have, 2 or 3 headshots, or you sometimes work with a partner, you want to upload their headshot to have it in your account as well, you can just upload your headshots right in here. Now, I'll mention right now, this is my account, and I use it for testing and tutorials. So I have all kinds of headshots and logos and stuff uploaded in here. They're all just fake stuff so I can teach people. So I have a whole bunch
I
of
have,
logos uploaded.
what is the benefit of having multiple headshots for ourselves?
Well, it's more for our real estate agents. A number of our real estate agents
Okay,
will have 1 or 2 different headshots. They might have one with a white
okay,
background, they might have one with a clear background, and we have some clients who work with a partner, so they might want to have a headshot of each of them and then a headshot of them together, like their team. So
gotcha.
yeah, it's up to you. I mean, most people will just have one headshot, but we have a number of clients who have 2 or 3 that they like to upload and have in their account. So you
Okay,
can do that.
so
Yep. Okay, next up is your shopping cart. So you can go to your shopping cart or check out your shopping cart history anytime you want. We have pricing. If you ever want to take a look at what the pricing is for individual products, you can just click on any of these and go there. We also have statistics. So if you've sent out an e-flyer and you want to see how many people have looked at your e-flyer or clicked on the links, you can go to your statistics. And then we have contact, and this is for help and support. So if you're in the middle of making a virtual tour or an e-flyer and you run into trouble and you need some help, you can just click on help and support, and we have a live chat line, and you'll reach either Amanda or myself, and we can hopefully talk you or walk you through whatever issue that you're having. Okay, so those are our buttons across the top. We also show our top 10 listings right here. So if anybody wants to go in and take a look at who's got the most views for their stuff, right here. So this is your dashboard page. Now for today's session, we are going to go through our top 4 most popular products, and these are the top 4 buttons right here. So photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers, and print materials. And we're going to go through each one as though we are a real estate agent ordering one, okay? So you can see how it goes from start to finish. And what we've done when we've made our products, we've got a lot of repetition just so our products are easier for people to use. So once you know how to do a virtual tour, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff that's similar to the e-flyer. Once you know how to make an e-flyer, you'll notice there's a lot of similarities between the e-flyer and the print material. So we've done a lot of things the same just to make it easier. So once our clients know how to make one product, it's pretty intuitive and easy for them to make more products. okay? All right, so let's get started. Typically, when a real estate agent gets a new listing, the first thing they're going to want to do is get a photo shoot. They need pictures to use in all of their marketing materials. So I always recommend that people spend just a little bit of money and order a professional photo shoot, because you're going to end up with amazing pictures that you can use in your virtual tour, your e-flyer, your print materials. You can upload them to the MLS. You're going to have beautiful pictures, and that is a huge selling feature when you've got a new listing. And you'll see that most of our photographers offer packages starting at, say, $99. Now, they can go up in price if you want things like video and aerials, things like that. But if you just want to invest $100, you can get a really great photo shoot, and it's totally worth it. Okay, so I always say that to our agents. Invest the time and the money in ordering a photo shoot. Okay, so let's say I'm an agent and I just got a listing. I want to order a photo shoot. So I've logged into my account. Here's the big photo shoot button. I have two options. I can order a shoot, or I can go into my existing shoots. But we just got our listing, so we're starting from scratch. We're going to order a shoot. So I click on order a shoot. The first place I always come to is the property details page, which looks like this. It's completely empty. What this means is, to get started, I need to enter some listing details. I need to create my listing in the system. Now, there's a lot of fields on here, but you'll notice you only have to fill in the ones that are highlighted in green, these 4 fields, to get started. So just for today, let's just call this 123 Friday Street. We'll just make up a fake listing for today. And let's say we're in Austin and we're in Texas, and I'll enter that zip code. Okay, now I get a pop-up for house hunt. I'm not going to cover house hunt today. I'm going to cover house hunt at our next session. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. All right, so once I filled in those 4 fields, I get a continue button. So I could take the time, if I wanted to, and fill in the rest of my fields here and enter a listing description, which, you know, you should do at some point. But if I'm in a rush, I've got a meeting in a few minutes and I just want to get this photo shoot booked, I can just move on and click continue. Okay, so when I click continue, my next page, and you'll have to bear with me, my site is always a little slow when we do a webinar. Here we go. My next page is going to reveal the available photographers that service the zip code of the listing I just created. Okay, so here are my photographers. I've got 4 that I can choose from. Now, each photographer, I can view a portfolio for each of them. I can click on photography pricing, and I get a little pop-up, and I can look at all their packages and all their pricing. So you'll notice right here for David Stewart, if you just want to get a standard package with 20 pictures, it's $95. Okay, so it's really affordable. And then the prices will go up as you get more, you know, deluxe packages, estate packages, HDR, aerials, so on and so forth. All of our photographers, although they are affiliated with Realtour, they work for themselves. So they set up their own photography packages and they set up their own prices. We don't tell them what to charge and what kind of packages to do. However, they all know each other. They're all working within the same community, so you can imagine, or you can be sure that their pricing is pretty competitive with each other. And the packages they offer are all pretty standard because they're all in the same industry. And these are over time, this is what real estate agents want. So they've pretty much set up their packages just to suit the needs of the agents. So you can go through each photographer, you can look at their availability, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is, let's just say for today, I'm going to choose David, okay? He's the guy I like. Maybe he's recommended. Maybe I use him all the time. I'm going to say next Friday is the date I want, and I can see that he's open. So when you find the date you want, you simply click on it. So I can select my date. Next, I come to a page with all the packages and pricing, only this time I'm going to select the one I want. Let's just say let's just say my listing's not that big. I just want a standard package. Okay, I just click. Scroll down. I don't want anything else. I'm going to hit continue. Okay. Next up, I need to give David some instructions for accessing the property. So either I've got a lockbox and a CBS code, or he can meet me at the property. And you'll notice that my phone number is already here. That's because it's auto-populated from my account. So that's why there are lots of little things in our site where they'll make use of the information you put on the My Account page. So it's worth it to go in there and fill that stuff in. So there's my phone number, or the owner's going to be home and I can put in the owner's name and number. If there's any special instructions that I want David to know, I can type them in here. Like, for example, the owner just had their landscaping done and they really want a few pictures of the garden area, or there's a dog, so just, heads up. Anything I want them to know. Once I filled in this page, I just add it to the shopping cart. It's going to create the order and put it in my shopping cart, and there it is. And that's all I have to do. So literally, you can order a photo shoot in less than 5 minutes. And a lot of our clients will, they'll get familiar with a certain photographer, they'll get a relationship with them, and they'll often come into our site and order the same photo shoot, the same package from the same photographer over and over again. So you can do it really fast. You'll notice right here in my shopping cart, it gives me a little review of what I ordered. So standard package, there's the address, there's the date, and you'll notice right here, Platinum Virtual Tour for $0. That's because with every professional photo shoot that you order, you automatically get our Platinum Virtual Tour for free, and it's worth $30. So that is another incentive to get people to order photo shoots. Okay, because you get a free virtual tour. Now, on top of that, this is the other thing that is so great that we've built into the back end of our system. Once David has finished taking my photo shoot, David is going to log into his Realtour account and he will upload the photos and put them into my account and create the virtual tour for me. So our agents don't have to deal with any kind of downloading zip files of photos from Dropbox or any kind of outside site that a lot of people have problems with. They don't have to do any of that. As soon as their photos are done and their tour is ready, they receive an email from us saying, hey Bob, your tour is ready, you can download your photos, you can log into your account and go in and add captions, music, whatever else you want, but the basic tour is done and it's loaded in your account. So these are all really great incentives to get people to order a photo shoot. Now I see that someone
Is
asked a
there
question.
somewhere that shows the turnaround time for each photographer so they kind of have an idea of how long it's going to take before they get their images back?
No, there's nothing on the site that says that. Most photographers do about a 24-hour turnaround time, but when you order your photo shoot, you'll get an email with your order confirmation and the photographer's contact information is all in there. So you can phone him
Okay.
or email him, and a lot of our photographers will go in. They have a back-end ordering system in our site. A number of them will go in and they will set up times for your specific photo shoot. Because you notice when I booked my shoot, I just chose a day. I didn't choose a
Right.
time. So they will
Okay.
often, they'll often assign a time for your shoot, and then you'll get an email saying, David's going to come and do your shoot at 1:30 on Friday, and then you'll know. And then you can call David and say, what do you think? What's the turnaround time? And that kind of thing. Most of them are about 24 hours. I see Andy's
Okay.
asked a question here. How can a photographer register with you? So typically if a photographer wants to register with us, they can just email us and we'll start up a conversation because we have a number of photographers in certain geographical areas. So new photographers, it all depends on geography. If we already have enough photographers in the Austin area or the Houston area, we can't add new photographers to that. However, we can add photographers who want to go private, which would mean that they can bring their own clients into our system and their own clients can always order from them through our system, but they won't be public. And that's just so that we don't take away too much business from our existing photographers because you can only have so many photographers in a geographical area before it just gets diluted too much. So that's how we do it.
All right,
Okay?
thank you.
Yep,
Thank
no
you.
worries. Okay, so I've just ordered a photo shoot. I'm good to go, right? That only took me a few minutes. Super easy. So let's go back to the home page. And next up, we're going to order a virtual tour. Now, just for today's session, I'm going to go into one of my existing tours just so it saves a little bit of time. So again, just like the photo shoot, I could create a brand new tour if I wanted, and I would go through the same process, or I can edit an existing tour, and that's what I'm going to do for today. So I'm going to click on Edit Existing. The next page is going to show me all of my listings that I have in the system, and I have a bunch of listings, and like I said, these are all just fake listings that I've made for training purposes. And you'll notice this page is on all of our products, whether I go into photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers. We always have a listing page with all of your existing listings. Over on the left, these are all of my listings with virtual tours. So these listings have published, completed, finished virtual tours. These listings here have stuff started but not finished tours. So you'll see here's the listing that I made when I ordered the photo shoot, and it says right here that it's waiting for images. So I'm going to let that one sit. Once the photographer has done my photo shoot, he'll upload the images into here, and then this tour jumps over to here and it becomes a finished tour. Even though it's a finished tour, at any time you'll see I can go in and check statistics, and I can go in and edit my tour at any time. I can also set my tour to inactive. So once my property sells, I want to get my tour offline. I don't want it on MLS anymore. I don't want it on Zillow, Trulia. I can set it to inactive. Okay? What we're going to do today is use this tour, because this is my testing tour, and we're going to go into the back end and edit it so you can see how someone can make a complete virtual tour with all the bells and whistles. In the back end of all of our products, virtual tours, e-flyers, print material, everything, we always have a navigation bar that stretches across the top of the page. This is so our users can jump around in the process. They don't necessarily have to start at the beginning and go through every single step on their way to the shopping cart. Okay, a lot of these steps are completely optional features that some of our users might not want. They might want to fill in their property details, check their images, jump ahead to music, and then jump to the shopping cart. They don't want to do anything else, and that's totally fine, okay? So all of our products have a navigation bar that stretches across the top. So you might recognize this page. When we ordered our photo shoot and I created my listing, I only filled in the 4 required fields just to get started. This is that listing page, but this is what it looks like when you have filled in all the fields, okay? And I've got some pictures uploaded and I filled in my property description. So this page is fully filled in, it looks really good, and a lot of this information is going to auto-populate into the tour, okay? So I don't have to do it again, I can just do it once, okay? So here's our property details page. Next up is our photos page. Now, like I said, if I ordered a professional photo shoot, the photographer would upload all of these pictures for me. However, you don't have to use professional photography in order to use our products. If you have your own pictures, if you've gone out and taken them yourself, or if you have a photographer that you use who works for a different company, no problem. You can upload your own imagery, no problem, okay? You'll notice right here on this page we have tabs. We have tabs for photos, and that just means regular still photography. We have panoramas, those are those 360 view ones. Video, 3D photography, floor plans, and then again you can manage your headshots and logos in here as well, okay? If you want to upload an image, you simply click on Upload Images, okay? Now I have a folder on my desktop just called Images that I use, but you'll navigate wherever you've got your images saved in your computer if you want to add some images, okay? And you can select all of these. I could select every image in here at once and hit go. I'm not going to do that today because it'll just take too long, but you could select, maybe I just have 1 or 2 images, these 2, that the client sent me or I just had on my own that I wanted to add. I can click go and it will just upload them one at a time here, and once they're done the little thumbnails will show up in my little photo bucket. Okay, so there we go, right there at the bottom. And you'll notice when I mouse over each, I get a nice big view so I can see them better, because a lot of our clients, originally we just had the little thumbnails, but you can see they're kind of hard to see, and a lot of people are like, I can't see it, I need to see it better. So there you go. So when you mouse over, you can see it bigger. You'll also notice that on each thumbnail, we have an option to add or edit a caption. Okay, so if I was to click on that, I get a little pop-up box where I can add in a caption. So I can add a little title for my picture, like front of the house or something, and I can type in a little caption right here. Now again, you don't want your captions to be too long because the pictures only show for a few seconds, so you don't want to type in a full paragraph of text. You're really just typing in a short sentence or 2 at the most to sort of draw attention to some features in the picture. And you'll see the caption appear right here in front of us so we can see what it looks like in the finished product. And we have a few different fonts that you can choose from. Okay, if you choose a different font, it will change the font right here so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and you can go to the next image if you want. So this one, for example, doesn't have a caption. So I could type kitchen area, okay, as my little title, and then I can type in notice the beautiful skylights You know, anything you want for your caption. You can see it right there. That's what it's going to look like. And I don't really like that font, so I'm going to choose something else. Oh, that's too small. I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so there you go. And you don't have to have a caption for every picture. If you wanted to skip one and say, you know what, I don't want a caption on this page, I'm going to go to the next one. Next one. So that's how you add your captions to your pictures. It's super easy. You can go through all of them, add captions, leave some blank. You can also change the order that the pictures are in right here on this page by simply clicking and dragging the thumbnail to a new location. Like maybe down here, I want that one. So I've just moved it. The order that your pictures are in on this page is the order they're going to show in the tour. This is my first picture. It's going to be the first picture in my tour. Okay, so you're probably going to want to set that. Typically, another reason to order a professional photo shoot, your photographer is going to have all of these in a nice order. He's going to have all the kitchen pictures together, all the living room pictures together, so you don't have to do anything, okay? But you do have some control over that. Right here, you can click on these and move them around to be wherever you want, okay? I'm just going to click on panels so you can see. Panels are these 360-degree ones. See how it's a whole room? And when it shows in the tour, it spins around, so you get a 360-degree view of the room. So if you have some panels or you've ordered panels, you can upload them here. Same with video. I don't believe I have a video uploaded for this account, but if you have a little video, and a lot of our photographers are now offering videos, or if you just want to shoot one yourself, maybe on your iPhone or something, you can upload your video here, and then you can put it into your tour. It's the same thing with 3D. A few of our photographers do 3D photo shoots, which are really cool. If you have that, the photographer will upload it in here, or you can, if you've got the code, you can upload it here as well. Floor plans, if you have a floor plan of the property, a JPEG or something of your floor plan, you can upload those right in here. And then I'll show you when we go through the tour how you can illustrate those and make them really neat. Okay, so that's basically everything that you need to do on your Manage Photos page. Oh, wait, one more thing I forgot to show you. You can download the images right here. So if the images are not yours, if you didn't use your own photography, so you don't have them saved on your computer, if your photographer took the pictures for you and uploaded them into your account, and you want to download the images so that you have a copy saved on your computer so that you can upload them into the MLS, right here under Download Images, you've got 5 different sizes that you can download them at. And I know that depending on the MLS, most take the medium size, some take large. So that's for every individual client has their own MLS depending on, you know, geography. So you can choose the size that you want, or you can download them at full size if you want to use them in any other marketing materials. So this is where you can always download them. Everything in your account is always going to be saved on our servers. Okay, so at any time you can log into your account, go into any of your virtual tours, go to the Manage Photos page, and your pictures will always be here. You have to physically delete the pictures, which you can do by clicking on a little X right here to get rid of them. Okay, so we will always store your information. All right, so that's our Manage Photos. Next up is Map Location. This one is really easy. All you're doing on this one is verifying the location of your listing. Now it's just a Google map. If your listing is in a populated area, chances are it's going to have it in the right location. Sometimes people have properties or listings that are out in the countryside or they're in a new subdivision and Google doesn't quite have the area mapped properly. If you need to move this, you just click on your little marker and just shift it. Maybe my property is actually right here and let go. And that's where your property is going to be, okay? So that's all you need to do on this page is just verify the location, make sure it's in the right spot, click and move it somewhere else if you need to. That's all you do on this page. Floor Plan Creator. So as we saw back on my Manage Photos page, I had uploaded some floor plans, and here they are right here, okay? So if I want to use these, I can drag, I've created these little locations, main floor, second floor. If I had a floor plan for the third floor, I can create a new location for that, third floor. There we go. All I need to do is click on the right floor plan and drag it over into the right location. Now I see a thumbnail of it, and it's right here a little bit bigger so I can see it. Now what's neat about this is that I've also got all of my photos that I uploaded on the Manage Photos page. Now to highlight the floor plan, I can click on the photos and drag and drop them, like there's a dining room picture. There we go. Here's a kitchen picture. I can drag and drop that over there. Here's another kitchen picture. Here's my front hall. I can put that over here, the foyer. Where have I got a living room picture? I can put that in the living room. And as I drag and drop these pictures over, you'll notice that they turn into little cameras. If I click on the camera, I get a nice giant version of the picture. So all I'm doing is illustrating the floor plan. And when we look at the tour from the front end, I'll show you what this looks like from the front end. Because remember, we're in the back end of the tour setting it up. Everything will look beautiful and put together in presentation version when we're in the front end. So if you want to do a floor plan, that's all you do. And again, this is one of those optional features. A lot of people won't bother with this or they won't have a floor plan to use, so it's totally optional. Flyer selector. Okay, so this is another optional feature. This is when you have made a flyer for the property, okay? Like if you've already got your e-flyer ready or you've made some print material, that print material will show up right here and I can scroll down and obviously I've got lots and lots of flyers because this is my test account. If you don't have a flyer yet, if you've just started with your virtual tour, don't worry about it. You can skip this section and later when you make your e-flyer, you can come back into the back end and your e-flyer will show up here and then you can drag and drop it over here and then you've got a piece of print material that will be associated with your tour, and when you're in the front end, a viewer can download a PDF of the flyer. And again, I'll show you that when we're in the front end, okay? So that's all you do for your flyer selector. Pick the one you want, drag and drop it over, okay? Next up is agent branding. So there's a little bit of branding you can do with our tours. When you come to this page, you're going to see all of your headshots that you've uploaded, all of your logos that you've uploaded. Now the very first headshot is what's going to automatically populate in here. If I don't want to use this headshot, I want to use a different one, I just click, I drag and drop it over. Now I've got a different headshot. Same with logos. If I have a different version of my logo, maybe I want to use the red one for whatever reason, I can drag and drop it over. I want to use the blue one, drag and drop it over. No problem, you can make some changes. If there are two agents on the listing, you can click two agents. Then I can go up and choose my second agent. Maybe this guy's my partner and I'll drag and drop him in there. So now I have two agents, one logo. My contact information has auto-populated because I took the time to fill it in here under my account. Now I've got extra contact info for agent number 2. You'll notice as I mouse over these, all of these fields are editable. So even though it's auto-populated, if for some reason I wanted to use a different phone number, I can just click in here and add a different phone number. It's not going to change my stuff on my account. It's just changing the phone number in here for this particular tour. Okay? The other thing I can do on this page is select a player theme. And by theme, it really is just a colored skin that goes on the outside of the player. So if I wanted it to be gray, I can choose gray, but you know my logo is blue, so maybe I want to scroll down and here's a nice blue one. I'm going to choose the blue player just so it matches my logo and looks better. So that's all you do on the agent branding page, okay? SEO. This is a very important feature. A lot of people don't really know what SEO is. It just stands for search engine optimization. And basically all you're going to do on this page is choose some keywords that people might search for when they're searching for real estate online. So what we've done is we've taken your listing description that you had back here on your property details page and we've dumped it in here, and that's just so if you need some help coming up with keywords. If you can't think of anything, you can go, okay, well, one bedroom, den, garden, courtyard. If you need some help coming up with keywords, you can take them from your listing description and you can just type them right in here. Add as many keywords as you want. So this is just going to be beneficial to your tour. If someone goes on to Google and searches for a one-bedroom apartment with a den and a media room in downtown Houston, these keywords are going to find your tour and then your virtual tour is going to show up in the top search results on Google. So that's why it's important to take 2 minutes and just dump in some keywords, okay? That's all you have to do on this page. Again, it's optional. You don't have to, but really, why wouldn't you take a minute and just, dump in some search words? So that's our SEO. Next up is the music selector. Again, this one is really easy. We've got a whole bunch of samples of background music that you can have playing when your tour plays. And anybody who's watched a virtual tour will tell you it just adds a lot to the presentation to have some background music playing. You don't have to have it. You can tick no music. But really, when you watch a tour that has some nice music, it just makes the tour, it just elevates the experience of watching your virtual tour. Um, I'm not going to play any of these because I'm on a headset right now, so you won't be able to hear them. But when you go into your accounts later, you can click on any of these and play a sample. Find the one you like and just tick it. That's all you have to do. Tick the one you like, and now you've got background music. Okay? Okay, so now we've gone through all the features, and we're on the view proof page. This is important. Just take a minute, click play right here, and view a little proof of what your tour is going to look like, just so you can make sure that everything is as you expect. And this is what our tour looks like from the front end. Okay, now I've got a 3D photo shoot in here, which I've got to play first, so I'm going to exit out of that. Not everybody, most people won't have 3D. But this is your chance to go through your tour, watch it, make sure your pictures are in the right order that you want them, make sure your captions are as you want them and there's no typos or spelling mistakes, make sure you've got all the information the way you want it. And this is a chance for you to look at the tour from the front end. So we went through the back end and set up all those little things. This is what the front end looks like. So this is our property details page. This is what it looks like in presentation form. Our floor plans that we set up, here they are in presentation form, and when I click, I get a nice big pop-up. Oh, cool. I can also print the little plans. I only had one plan with mine, but I can print the plan or download it, right? So I've got a few extra features. The map, okay, the map actually is going to show up on a Google map, and it's our little house hunt feature, which I'll get into on Monday. So here's my listing right here, and because it's a Google map, I can move around, and if I'm not familiar with the area, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can show all kinds of amenities if I want to see, right, because it's a Google map and I can see, okay, it's going to start populating. Oh, okay, look, there's schools, there's grocery stores, there's all kinds of stuff near my listing. So I can goof around here on the map. Forward, this is a feature that you didn't have to set up in the back end. We do it for you. If someone is watching this tour and they think, oh, I really like this property, I want to send it to my sister or my husband so they can see what it looks like, I can just type in their name, their email address, and hit submit. And then whoever I sent it to will get an email with a link so they can also watch the tour. Okay? Print the flyer. So remember I associated one of my flyers with this tour? In the front end, this is what it looks like. So I can print the flyer or download a PDF of the flyer, okay? Because there are still people out there who like to have a piece of paper in front of them with all of the listing details. Some people are totally digital and they're always going to look stuff up online and just look at the tour, but then you get those people who are more comfortable printing out a flyer with the basic contact stuff or content stuff on it. So we always have that as well. We still offer the ability to download the tour, okay? And this is just for people who want to download all the files, all of the code that goes into making the tour, and then you can burn it onto a CD. I don't think it's very popular anymore, and I'm sure that at some point we will probably do away with download, but we still have a few agents who like to do that, and then in an open house, they can hand out CDs of the tour. Most people are going more digital, and they'll just send a link to the tour to anybody who wants to see it, right? But we still have the download feature for people. Okay, and then my 3D tour. For this particular sample, I have a 3D tour that I've put in here. I don't know if anybody's familiar with 3D. It's pretty cool, actually. I'll just show you really quickly, depending on how quickly this loads. Yeah, 3D tour. I can walk through the house. It just goes like this, right? It feels like you are in the actual house, and you can go through it. You can go down hallways, look in rooms. Now I'm in the bedroom. It gives you a really good feel for the layout of the house. It feels like you're in the house. It's like having a little open house tour all of your own. And a number of our photographers offer 3D. Whoops, I just exit out of that. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's kind of neat. And last but not least is our contact page. So it's got our agent's information, logo. It's got a little feedback form. So if someone wants to enter their name, email address, and some comments, they can. They can fill in our little questionnaire here. They can also request a showing. If they want to see the property, they can say, you know what, I really want to see this property, and I'm available Saturday. Send in some feedback here. I'd like to see the property Saturday afternoon. Hit submit, and the agent will get the email. So they can then contact the person who's contacted them through the tour. Okay? So we've gone through all the pages of our tour. We've, made sure everything is good to go. If you notice that there's a mistake, maybe you have a typo in one of your captions or something, just close the view proof, because this is just a pop-up window, right? It's just a pop-up window. We can close it, and we're in the back end again. And if I want to make a change, I can use the navigation bar and jump back to manage photos. jump back to one of my captions, change it, change the order of my pictures, change the music. I didn't like it. So you see how this is why we have the navigation bar, so you can jump around. But let's say we viewed our proof and we're good to go. We're really happy with the tour. We can jump ahead to the links page. Okay. This is where you get the links to send your tour out into the world. Because right now your tour is only on our site. It's on the Realtour site and it's in your account. It is not live anywhere else. You have to do that yourself. So the first tab is called links. These links are live, okay? If I was to click on this link, my tour would play. I have a branded link and an unbranded link depending on the MLS that you work with. This is the link that you're going to copy and paste into your MLS account when you set up the listing, okay? Realtor.com, if you want to send your virtual tour to Realtor.com, you just type in the MLS number and hit send link. Okay, that's how you get your tour onto Realtor.com. We have another feature, a domain name. If you want to order a domain name, a custom one, you can type in the name you want, check and see if it's available, and then you can order it. It's an extra $19.99 if you want. All it means is that back here, this is what your domain name is right now. It's a little messy, it's kind of long, not everybody likes it looking like that. So if you want to change this to just 123 Congress Avenue, you can go into domain name and check and see if that's available. And if it's available and you want it for $20, you can buy it, and then that'll be the URL that links to your tour, and you can use it in all your marketing material. A lot of people don't bother with this though. QR code. Every tour we make, we automatically generate a QR code for you to use, and you can download a JPEG of the QR code if you want. Maybe you're getting some signage made for the property and you want a great big QR code on there so someone can scan it with their phone and then watch the tour. You'll always have a QR code here. YouTube, you can send your tours to YouTube if you want. Now I've already sent my tour to YouTube, so I can click here and watch it on YouTube. If you haven't done this, the first time when you come in here, there's going to be an authorize button. All you do is click on authorize, and that's just you telling YouTube that you're giving us permission to upload your tours onto either your own YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, your tours will automatically go to your channel. If you don't have a channel, that's fine. We'll just host it on the Realtour channel. Either way, if someone searches for your listing on YouTube, they're going to find your tour, okay? Maximum exposure, if you want your tour to go on Vast, Trulia, or Zillow, you just tick and your tour will automatically show up. It can take, a day, sometimes a bit longer for your tour to show up, but it will just show up automatically. Now I'm going to untick these because this is not a real listing and we don't want it to actually show up on any of these sites. Statistics. Every Monday we send out a statistics report for your tour so you can see how many people have viewed it, okay? If you want to include any of your clients as well, you can enter their name and their email, add the contact, and here I've got a whole list of people right here. They will also receive the statistics report every Monday, okay? And then 3D, this was just where I uploaded my 3D tour as well. Okay, so this is where you're going to manage all of your links and getting your tour out there so that everyone can see it. Once you're done, you send it to the shopping cart, you pay for it, and it becomes live. Okay, now the nice thing about your virtual tour, even when your virtual tour is live and it's on the MLS, it's on Realtor.com, it's on Trulia, it's on your own website, if at any time you want to make changes to the tour, all you have to do is come back into the back end and make your edits, and then you don't have to update it anywhere. It is live and updated everywhere. So if someone was to click on a link to watch your tour, say you came in and changed the price, maybe the property's not selling and the owner called you and said, I want to drop the price a little bit. So we've changed the price. All I do is come in, I change the price. Now if someone is to watch my tour, they're going to see the most recent version of the tour and they're going to see that new price. It changes automatically because the tour is hosted on our servers. So anybody that clicks on a link to watch your tour, they're watching it from the Realtour server. Anytime you want to make changes, it updates everything automatically and your viewers are always going to see the most recent version. So that's really good. Okay. So the virtual tour, there's a lot to do in the virtual tour. That's our biggest thing that we're going to go through today. A lot of those features are optional. So if you have a very simple listing and you just want to upload some pictures, add some music, and go, that's all you have to do if that's all you want to do, okay? So far, we've gone through an ordered a photo shoot and we've done a virtual tour. Next up is e-flyers. Now, typically agents, once they've made their virtual tour, they're going to make an e-flyer and they're going to blast that e-flyer out to all of the other agents in a specific area so that they can announce the tour that they've got and the listing they've got, okay? So for e-flyers, I could edit an existing, but let's go in and create one from scratch just because it doesn't take as long and you can get a refresher on how to do it. Create a flyer. So you'll see, once again, we are on, actually, no, I'm not going to go through this just to save time because I can go back to e-flyers. I'll go right back to the home page so you can see. I'm not going to create an e-flyer to save time. I'm going to edit an existing one, but I'm going to use the same listing I used before. Here's my test listing. Again, this page looks familiar. You probably noticed it when we were on the virtual tour page. These are my listings that have a finished e-flyer. These are my listings in the system that do not have an e-flyer, okay? Once you've created a listing in our system, you never have to create it again just because you're making a different product. Here was the listing we made this morning to order a photo shoot, right? Here it is under e-flyers. I don't have to make this listing again. I can just click Create New and go in and make a flyer for this listing, okay? Now I'm going to use the listing that we just had for the virtual tour because it already has pictures and stuff in it. I'm going to click Create New. I'm going to make a new flyer, okay? Now you'll notice we're in the back end, but you'll notice again we have a navigation bar that stretches across the page. It's slightly different from the virtual tour just because we're not making a tour, we're making a flyer. But you'll notice it still has a property details page and it's the exact same property details page as the virtual tour. It has the Manage Photos page. Same photos are here as they were in the virtual tour, right? Okay, so we don't have to upload more pictures. Everything is already here because we did the virtual tour. Okay, I can go into existing flyers. You'll see I've got a bunch of flyers that I've made. Or I can start fresh and go into the template library, and that's what I'm going to do. So in our template library, we have all these different categories for all our different themed templates. Okay, so if you want, you can browse through them. Let's say I want to look at the Americana ones. And let's just say I'm in Texas and I'm in Austin. These are all of my Austin themed flyers, okay? So I can scroll down and look at them all. If I see one that I think I like, I can click on Preview and I'll get a nice big pop-up of what the finished product could look like when it's full of information, okay? Oh, look at that, very nice. If I decide that's the one I want to use, I just click Select. Now the system is going to generate the flyer for me. It takes a few seconds because it's going to auto-populate the flyer with as much content as it can. Now here we go. Here's the template editor page. You'll notice that we look at the flyer, it's already got the address in it, it's got the price, it's got my headshot, my logo, all of my contact information. It's got a QR code because I already have a virtual tour for this. It's got my property description, it's got everything. It's amazing. The reason it has all of this is because I filled in all that information on the property details page. So it's a huge time saver. Now, as I mouse over these text fields, you'll notice that they are editable. So just because it's auto-populated doesn't mean I can't come in here and click on one and make changes. And when I click on a text field, I get a little text box editor and it pops up nice and big just so it's easier to work with because some of the text fields on your flyer are pretty small, especially if it's a phone number or something. And if I want to change any of the text, I can just type right over, you know, right over top of the old text. Amazing new house, great price, whatever I want that to be. Whoops, can't have that. There we go, great price. And when I hit OK, it starts to render and it's going to make the change on the flyer right in front of me. So I don't have to leave this page at any time to see the rendered version, any of the changes I make. So that's how you deal with all of the text. Next up are the images. So you'll notice over here, I've got my little photo bucket. These are the same pictures that I had on the Manage Photos page. Little thumbnails, I can mouse over them. There we go. I find the picture that I want. All I do is I drag and drop that thumbnail into the template. There's my picture. Okay, and I can do that for all of my photo fields. Super easy. There we go. I can hit refresh and the system is going to render the template so I can see what it's going to look like when it's finished, more or less. Looks much better. There we go. So there are my pictures. If I change my mind and I want to change a picture, I can either delete it by clicking the delete, or I can choose a new picture and just drag and drop right over top of the old one and hit refresh, however you want to do it. Okay? Now there's only a little bit of freedom we can give people on the templates because they are templates. You can delete image fields. So for example, if for whatever reason I don't want my logo to show up on here, I can delete the logo. Okay, I could delete any of my images and I can delete the actual image field as well. So I deleted the logo, but there's still a logo field. I can delete that as well. And then in the finished product, it's just going to show the blue background and no logo. I can't delete my text fields, but I can delete some of my image fields. We can't move stuff around because these are templates, okay? But you'll see how quick it was for me to make a flyer. When I came in here, 90% of the work was done. I dragged 4 images over and I'm done. My flyer's good to go, okay? So it's just that easy. So that's your edit template page. Next is view proof. Now this is more important than the virtual tour view proof because once you blast out your e-flyer, you cannot get it back. So if you blast it out and then you notice that you made a mistake, you've got a typo, or you put the wrong date for the open house, or you forgot to put your phone number, anything like that, it's too late. You've already blasted it out to the whole community and they're going to see that flyer. Unlike the virtual tour where you can go in and quickly make edits, and then anyone going forward who's going to look at your tour is going to see the edited version, you can't do that with your e-flyer because it's like sending an email. If you send the wrong information in an email, you can't get it back. So that's why I always tell people, please take 5 minutes on the view proof page and take a good look at what your finished flyer is going to look like. This is what the people are going to get in their inboxes. If you want to make an edit, you simply use the navigation bar and go back to Edit Template, or you can click here and edit further. It'll dump you right back into the previous page. You can make whatever edits you want. Go back to View Proof, make sure it's good to go. You can also send a proof of this to your client, which is a really good idea. You just type in their email address and a little personal message. Hi Bob, here's the flyer I made for the property. Let me know what you think. If you're good to go, I'll blast it out tomorrow morning. Send the proof. Bob is going to get an email with this exact image in it. So he can go over it and say, yep, Jana, I love it. Or actually, you know, can you use that other picture I like of the back of the house? Whatever he wants. Then you can go back in, make your edits, send him another proof. Either way, you've got someone to sign off on it, okay? All right. Let's say we're happy with our proof, we're good to go with our flyer. Next up is links. So we go to the links page. There's a few things we have to do on this page. Number one, you absolutely have to have a subject line for your e-flyer. So this is the subject that people get when they open an email. You know when you're sending someone an email and you put in a subject, it's the same thing here. Now in this case, you want the subject to be enticing so that whoever receives the flyer is going to click on it because they want to see what it says, right? So you might want to say like, you know, amazing new house in wherever, oh, I guess I was in Austin, I'm getting my cities in Houston, reduced price, whatever you want to put to make them open it up, right? Try not to use exclamation marks. Even though people like to use it, it is a bit of a spam. People, spam will recognize that and go, oh, this is spam, and it might get put into people's junk mail. You have to have a subject line. Whatever you want to put, make it enticing, keep it short if you can, just to get people to open your e-flyer. Next up are links. So we give people the option of having 3 links associated with their flyer. These are optional. The first link, we've taken the liberty of auto-populating it with the tour that you made because most people want their e-flyer to link to the virtual tour. So we've just put in, view the virtual tour. This is the link to the virtual tour that we made. You can leave this as it is, or you can get rid of it. If you don't want a virtual tour, you can click in here and just delete. Or if you have a virtual tour that you've made with another company, that's fine, no problem. Just get the link from your other virtual tour and copy it in here. It will still, when you send out your e-flyer, it will link to that tour. Again, these are optional. The second and third links you can leave blank, or you might want to add some more information. You might want to have like, you know, visit my website, assuming you have a website, and then you just put the URL in here. Let's just use my name, jana.com. Or you might want to have a link that's something like welcome to Austin. And then you can just put www.austin.com, okay? You can click on preview, which is another proofing stage, and it's something I recommend people do. This is what your flyer is going to look like when someone gets it. There's your subject line, okay? Here's your flyer. Here are the 3 links, and you'll notice as I mouse over, these links are live. Take a minute and click on them just to make sure that they actually go to the proper website that you're anticipating. So my austin.com link is going to austin.com. There we go. Perfect. My virtual tour link is going, there's my virtual tour playing at full screen. So I know it works, okay? So take some time to test these and make sure they work. If they don't, this is just a pop-up window. Close your pop-up, make your changes in here, test them again. That's all you do on the links page. Okay, next up is distribution. You can use the navigation bar and click distribution, or you can click continue. Either way, you're going to the distribution page. Okay, on this page, we offer people 2 methods for blasting out their e-flyers. Most people will use our map blast feature. This is where they choose an area on the map, and I'll show you that in a second. You can also use contacts. So this is for people who already have their own distribution list. They might have an Excel spreadsheet or something with a bunch of email addresses that they always want to send their listings to. You can do one or the other or both simultaneously. It doesn't matter, okay? It's totally up to you. But let's start with the Map Blast because this is our most common, our most popular one. When I click on Map Blast, I get a pop-up window of a Google map, and the system is generating a target area for me with my listing at the very center of it. And over here in this little table, it's calculating how many real estate agents are in this target area and what it's going to cost me to blast to them. Okay? Now, if I'm happy with this target area, oh yeah, 3,000 agents for 30 bucks, good, that's perfect. I can just hit continue and carry on. But if I want to tweak this target area, I can. I can zoom out and I can grab the little handles and make my target area bigger. Maybe I want it to go over here to the right and I want it to include Round Rock. I only want to include sort of this area. See what I mean? Excuse me. So I can change the shape of my target area. I can also click on the target area itself and move it anywhere I want. So I can zoom out. I can click on this and move it down to San Antonio for whatever reason. Even though my listing's in Austin, who knows? Maybe I want to blast to San Antonio. But you get the idea. And as I move my target area around, you'll notice that the number of agents and the pricing will update so that it's always got the correct number in here. So let's move my little guy back to Austin. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Now let's say, okay, I'm good with this area. This is what I want, but I also want to hit, I don't know, one smaller area just a little bit south. I can add an additional target area by clicking here. Okay, it zooms me out. It gives me a new little target area, which I can click and move. Maybe I want to include San Marcos for some reason. Now I can zoom in again so I can see better because I want my additional target area to be really small. I just want it to be the little town of San Marcos. Let's just make this smaller. There we go. Okay, there's only 110 agents. It's only 55 cents. Perfect. Okay, view all target areas. It's just going to zoom out a little bit so I can see my 2 target areas. Most people are just going to have 1 target area. Okay, so that's the most common, but you can add as many target areas as you want. It just depends on what kind of listing you've got, right? Okay, so let's say I'm happy with this. I'm going to hit continue. I'm back on my distribution page. I can see my little summary table is showing that I've got this many emails going for the Map Blast. Here's my little invoice. This is how much it's going to cost. Okay, perfect. And I might also have my own little distribution list of my favorite clients. And even if they're not in the geographical area, I always send my new listings to my favorite clients. I can click on add email to my clients, or sorry, my contacts. Okay, this pops up. I can type in an individual email address if I just want this to go to one individual person, or I can upload a CSV file. I can import all of my Gmail contacts or my Yahoo contacts. When I do that, I can then give the distribution list a name and I can save it down here. So these are all distribution lists that I have created. And if I was to click on it, it pops up, and these are the people on my gold clients. Okay? I can edit them, I can delete them, I can do whatever I want. If I remove this person, oh yeah, I don't want to send to that person anymore. Save. Now the gold client list has updated. Now there's only 11. Let's say I want to send it to my gold clients. I'm going to click tick. Okay, it's going to go to 11 additional people. Continue. Okay, my contacts, there we go. It's updated the price. I'm good to go with all of this. I hit continue and I go to the shopping cart. Okay, so here I am back in my shopping cart. It gives me a little summary. Do my emails, my price. As soon as I pay for this, my email blast is going to start going out. Okay? So that's why it's very important that people take a minute, they view the proof, they make sure that everything is as it should be, because once you pay for it, it goes out. And it might go out in a minute if there's nobody in the queue ahead of you, or it might take 15 minutes. It just depends on how busy the day is and how many e-flyers are in the queue. You will always get a copy of your own e-flyer. So when I blast out an e-flyer, I get a copy as well, okay, just so I can see. And I can also go back in and check any of my statistics whenever I want and see how many people viewed my e-flyer. Okay, so see how easy it was to make an e-flyer? So far we've done our photo shoot, we've made our virtual tour, and we've just blasted out an e-flyer. The last topic we're going to cover today, and this is going to be fast, is print materials. The reason it's fast is because you make a print material the exact same way you make your e-flyer. You don't have to do anything different. So let's just go into Edit Existing just to save a bit of time here. Again, these are my listings that have finished print material. These are my listings that do not have print material, okay? Let's go in and create new print material. Okay, now you'll notice we're in the back end of the print creator and we have our navigation bar, just like on all the other marketing products. We have a navigation bar. If I go to Manage Photos, I've got all the same photos. This is the same listing that we did the virtual tour for and the e-flyer for. You never have to upload your photos again. Once you create a listing once, it will always be in the system and you can make as much marketing material as you want. You never have to upload stuff again. You never have to go into property details and add all your information. It's all here because we're in the same listing. Okay? The only difference between making a piece of print material and making an e-flyer is that for print material we have some different template types. We have single-sided flyers, which are 8.5 by 11, same as the e-flyer. We have double-sided, so 8.5 by 11, but you've got 2 pages so you can print them, double-sided. We do brochures, which are 11 by 17, and then you fold them in half down the middle. So we've got a front cover, back cover, and 2 inside pages. We also have postcards. We have a jumbo size postcard and a small postcard. Okay? So let's say we just want to do a single-sided flyer. We go into the template library. We have all the same categories, more or less, as we did for the e-flyer. Okay? I can select a flyer that I want, a template that I want. It's going to generate the template with as much information as it can. The template editor is the exact same editor as the e-flyer, okay? So this looks familiar. I chose a new template, but it's got all my information. Everything's auto-populated. I just drag and drop my pictures over, just like I did for the e-flyer, whichever pictures I want. And then I hit refresh. It's going to render it for me. Okay? View the proof. And this is all I do for the print material. Because this is not an e-flyer, I'm not blasting it out anywhere. I don't add links. I don't need a subject line. I don't choose a distribution area. All I do is view the proof and I can download a PDF of it. Okay, I can send it to a printer if I want. I can also send a proof to my client and download a PDF and send them a proof. So that's how you do your print material. It's identical to doing an e-flyer. If you have a multi-page one, you would just have tabs on your template editor page, and you just go page, 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 next, 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 fill it in, editable text fields, editable drag and drop image fields, good to go, view the proof, download the PDF, and you're good to go. So print material is really easy. One thing I'll mention, when you make an e-flyer, Just to save people time, we automatically copy that e-flyer and dump it into your print creator as well. Because most people, when they do an e-flyer, often they're going to have an open house and they're going to want to print that flyer and have it at the open house, and we don't want you to have to go in and make the identical flyer again under print material. Also, when you send your e-flyer and go into the e-flyer again, you'll be able to download a PDF of it right there. So whatever works for you. If you want to just stick in e-flyers, you can download a PDF. If you want to jump into print materials, you'll be able to download a PDF. We just try to save people time by getting rid of that step. Okay, here we are back on the home page. We've just done a photo shoot, we've done a virtual tour, we've done an e-flyer, and we've done a piece of print material. So these were the 4 topics we were going to cover today. Like I said, these are our 4 most popular products that our agents use, okay? So these are the ones that are the most important ones to know how to use. Now, Amanda, I believe, has gone into each of your accounts and created a listing for you. And I believe she has made a virtual tour and an e-flyer and a piece of print material. So if any of you want to go into your own accounts, you can take a look at an existing piece of product and you can play around with it. You can go in at any time and create a new listing. Maybe you have some pictures, you can upload some pictures, you can make a brand new tour and e-flyer. Everything is free until you get to the shopping cart. So what I mean is you can go in and make any of these marketing products to practice and learn how to use the site and not have to pay for anything. When you get to the shopping cart, like I just did, I just made a tour, I did everything and I haven't paid for anything. I can just delete these items right out of the shopping cart. That does not delete them out of my account. If I go back into marketing products, you'll see that my virtual tour is still there, my e-flyer is still there, everything is still there. I just deleted it out of the shopping cart. So you guys can go into your accounts, you can click on any of our marketing products and click Create New if you want, create a flyer. Set up your property details, upload some pictures, make a practice flyer, just get used to how the tools work. And as I said before, you'll find that all of our tools are very similar. So all our products are designed to kind of work together and to make life easier for our agents. Because once they learn how to do it once, they're good to go. Okay? All right, so that pretty much takes us through the hour. And that's all I want to do today because I know you start to lose people after an hour and it's a lot of information. So if anybody has any questions, let me know.
That was great. Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. And if anybody has a question, you can always email me or Amanda, or you can jump onto chat because Amanda and I are on the live chat. And you could say, hi, I was at your session yesterday. I'm trying to make an e-flyer. I can't remember how to do this one part. I'm stuck. And that's what our clients do too. They'll jump on, and I had a lady yesterday who's like, I haven't made a tour for like, a year, and I've forgotten this one part. And I'll just say, oh no, go here and click on this. And she's like, oh, thank you. Okay, now I'm back on track. So if you ever need help, you can contact us. But yeah, go in and play around with the stuff. You can do it all for free. You can make all kinds of marketing material just to get familiar with how it works. No problem.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, and as I said, I've recorded the session. So I'm going to stop recording now, but I will send this out